What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. So in today's video I'm doing the analysis of Manchester United's last game that they went up against Liverpool versus Manchester United. In this game Manchester United went on away day to Liverpool to play at Anfield. Now let's get into this video straight away. I've got to say a lot of things in this game. Anyway, so in this game I felt like we needed Fellaini and Pogba. Now, due to the fact Pogba is out and also Fellaini's been out since last week, but he has to be up and back on his feet this week and start getting back into it now. I'm hoping Fellaini's going to be back before the Swansea game on the 24th of October for the League Cup, and also Pogba could be coming back at the same time. Pogba might be coming back earlier than expected, really, because he's been making some good progress recently during his rehab, getting back into fully fitness. In the game that we played against Liverpool, we needed both of those guys to help us out, really. We needed them in the squad, but unfortunately it was one of those games where we had to deal without them, which we had to. In this game, it was a game that we came back from international break. We did the last thing. We had an international break coming back into Stoke. We drew to Stoke 2-2 after coming back from an international break. But we did it again against Liverpool and we drew again. Like they were saying as well, it's a clean sheet as well. It was like we were playing a side who's been playing recently, and Liverpool were playing a side who is in form. So the fact, when I was on the full-time Devils, I felt like the Liverpool fans were being a bit cocky to United, as we probably should have won the game, because we're in top form. We're playing a side who's sort of not had the best of starts to the season. They've been complaining to United fans for some reason. I don't know why they're complaining to United fans, because they should be complaining of how they're playing recently. Yes, we had chances at goal, but we didn't have many chances. We only had one at target, and that was it. They had a couple of chances at goal. They weren't clinical enough to score. They had a good chance to score, but David De Gea saved it. Also the game, it was definitely a point. It was definite. We had to take the point. Obviously, as you saw, it was also disappointing at the same time, because we're a side who's been coming into some great form recently. We're playing Liverpool, who've been playing a bit. They've not been playing as well at the moment. They've not been playing well at the moment. I think they lost to Watford, but they've dropped points against Newcastle and all them lot out there. But they could have done a lot better than that, for sure. But yeah, 5 changes to the team. Let's talk about the starting 11. Let's go over to the OneFootball app, and let's talk about the starting 11. Now, of course, we had David De Gea in goal, obviously, once again. Right back we had Valencia. Then this is what changed the whole thing. I'm not sure what had happened to Bailey. I think he was not available, but I'm not too sure. But my dad was saying it might have dropped him because he's a player who could get a red card. Now Spencer was saying in this game it could have been a red card and then there could have been a change to the game, and So then we had Smalling, Jones, Darmian, and then this is where it gets interesting, because, well, not this point, but then we had Herrera, Matic. Now, I always thought personally that Herrera would have had to come in because Pogba and Fellaini are injured. They'll be back hopefully soon. This is where it got interesting. Now, Ashley Young was playing with Mkhitaryan and Marshall. Now, to play Young there, I don't think it was the best of starts. Then we had Lukaku up front. Yeah, so basically you're playing Young, who is a right winger. He can play anywhere on the pitch, really. But to play him there in that position it's definitely a no-go. I don't know why he started him there. It's the wrong position to start him there. I would either have him playing left back or in defence, really. But he decided to put Darmian there. But I think we shouldn't have started Young. I think Mata should have started. I think Mata, it would have been one of those games for Mata where he would have played really well. Martial as well. I think that connection with the Rashford and Martial. Obviously, if Rashford starts, he'll get a good start. Probably he'll set up some great chances at goal. He'll get some assists, obviously. Try and score himself, but then once Rashford's tired out, bring on Martial. Martial will score. But somehow that just went. It was a bit not. We didn't play so well for some reason. I don't know why. As full-time Devils were saying, why not did Liverpool win the game? If they had more of the ball in the second half. I think personally, the starting 11 was I wouldn't say it was I did put completely on there, but I don't think it was completely wrong. I think starting Martial was a bit wrong. Starting Young on the right wing was wrong. So I think Rashford would have done a lot better than Martial. Martial had some good times in the game. We wanted to get off with a quick start to the game. We were feeding them some great crosses, but some of the crosses just went a bit too deep and just went a bit too far. At one point at the game, Martial had to go to left back to help the defence. Now, you can't have a left midfield coming back into defence. Yes, he's probably Jose Mourinho's told him that because Darmian was struggling in that game, but he was struggling near to the end of the game. So obviously he's had to bring someone like Martial to come back into helping with the defence, really, because that was the time where Liverpool were on the counter attack. So yeah. I've already talked about the Martial-Rashford thing already. We could see Liverpool switched on. They were creating chances. They were testing De Gea for sure. You had Salah creating chances, Firmino creating chances, Coutinho creating chances. They had a big loss as well. They had no Sadio Mane. We had no Fellaini. We had no Pogba. That was a game for them to come into it for sure. De Gea had made some great saves. A great save that he had to pull off with Matip, and then saved it. Phil Jones cleared it, and Phil Jones cleared it, but it wasn't the clearance wasn't good enough because he cleared it and then gave it back to another Liverpool player, which gave them another chance to score. Near to the end of the half, we switched back on. We nearly had a perfect first half, but at the same time, it was disappointing. So, and then in the first half, we saw Mourinho talking to Rashford 2 or 3 times in the first half, and you would really expect him to come on in the second half. Lukaku should have scored near to the end of the first half. It was a great piece of football passing as well. Getting through on goal, had a really good chance to go 1-0 up, and it was just a great save by Mignolet. In these games, like in the rival games, you would expect to be a draw. Well, you would expect these games to be a draw, or it could be a win for either side. But at the end of the day, the game is hard. It's a tough game, but at the end of the day, we drew. I think we drew. I'm not sure. I think we drew at home as well last year. But I'm sure we can replicate and do what we do and probably get 4 goals on them again when we go back to Old Trafford. So yeah, Young had a good chance as well, but he took and then talking about that. So once Lukaku had a shot on goal, it came back to Young. Young took too much time on the ball, and as the defenders were more worried about Lukaku, and as Young took more time on the ball, he could have just controlled it, shoot, put it in the left hand corner, and that would have been 1-up if he didn't take too much time on the ball, really. In the second half, we needed to work at a different intensity of the game. I think in the first half, it was a bit slow. Maybe raise the game a bit more higher, get quicker tempo. We needed to get the ball wider into the wider areas, get the ball onto Rashford when he comes on, use the wingers, but as again, we had too many wingers on in the first half. In the second half, Mkhitaryan needs to put under the pressure more at Liverpool. I think in that game that Mkhitaryan showed, I think Mkhitaryan didn't have a good game. In the second half, we needed to replicate what we did near to the end of the first half, where Lukaku had a great chance at goal to put us 1-0 up, but that didn't happen. In the second half, we thought at least we would see a goal. Liverpool straight away were creating chances at goal, and again we were testing, and once again they were testing De Gea once again. De Gea was one of the best players out there, I think, in the game. In this game, we knew the defence was going to be busy. It was going to be one of those games where we had to defend a lot. Liverpool were giving it their best in the second half. We could see clearly that Liverpool had a better second half than us because we were just sitting back a lot. Because we were sitting back a lot, and we weren't getting on the attack, you know. And then we could see that they were all around us in the second half, but they still failed to score. They couldn't score, so that'll be frustrating for them, and it should be frustrating for us. Fans like us, we will be for sure, but at the end of the day, look at the outcome. We're still happy. We're still satisfied with you can say happy or satisfied with the result, but at the same time, it was a disappointing game. We could have done a lot better. Once Liverpool started creating chances, we knew straight away that we would have to go all defensive and nothing was happening. We needed to get more like I was saying previously, we needed to get more on the counter-attack more and start creating chances and test Mignolet once again. But again, we didn't have a chance in the second half. We only had one good chance in the first half, and that was to make it 1-0. Lukaku should have put that away, as he would have been a contender to score in that game. But yeah, it's just one of those games where you create loads of chances, and this is for Liverpool. For the Liverpool game, it's one of those games where you create a load of chances at goal, you're not clinical enough. It'll be frustrating because you've not got a goal past us, and it's frustrating for us as we didn't have a shot on target in the second half. So it's a bit poor as well. So yeah. We made a couple of subs. Rashford came on for Martial, Lingard came on for Mkhitaryan, and Lindelof made his Premier League debut, and Young came off. Yeah, again, Young was the wrong player to start. Should have played someone like Mata. We knew that we needed to use Rashford on the left. We barely used him. He was on for 25 minutes of the game. We barely used him. We knew we had to get the ball to him. But he only got to touch the ball once, and that was it really. I bet Rashford was thinking throughout the whole second half, this is boring, it's paint dry, why is the ball not coming to me? I've not even tested the right back, I've only tested him once, but he beat me to the ball. Not good enough, you know. You're not getting the ball to Rashford when he's a game changer, he can get past the defence. But I knew that Rashford was a lot better than Gomez. Gomez picking up the Man of the Match award. I don't think he would. Yeah, perspectively, to come from a Liverpool player, yes, probably they would expect to get the Man of the Match, but probably not Gomez, probably somebody else. And you can't just give him the Man of the Match award just because Rashford just because he got the ball off Rashford, really. And Rashford would have been disappointed of that game as well when he was on the pitch. Barely touched the ball, only got the ball once. Bit poor from the Reds, you know. Lukaku should have done better. I think we should have. I think we just got tired near to the end of the game as it was international break. Lukaku shouldn't have been tired because he only played one game, but he was injured after like 25 minutes of the game, and then he was on a training program then. So Lukaku shouldn't have been tired, but the likes of like De Gea, well, not De Gea, but like the likes of Valencia travelling all the way to Ecuador, it's like the travelling time's is like 10 plus hours of travelling really, and we could see that the players are tired and obviously getting back into the they'll be on jet lag and getting back to the use of the time as well again. But we had to give it our best. It wasn't the best of games. It was disappointing, frustrating. Some of the fans thought the game was poor. We were poor. We have to take it though. We dropped points, but we're still happy with the 1 point with the draw. Yes, we've only conceded 2 goals, but still we need to do a lot better. Teams against Liverpool, City, where I don't know how we're going to face City, because City went and thrashed Stoke 7-2. So look at that goal difference now. It's like 8 or something like that. 8-7 goal difference or something like that. You could say we played crap. We have to improve in the next game against Benfica in the Champions League. During the week, we've got a week game. We've got a game during the week on Wednesday. It's not going to be easy against Benfica. You might think it's going to be an easy game, but they're actually a decent side, to be fair. Man of the match, I'm just going to have to say De Gea. De Gea really just pulled off some great saves, and so did Mignolet, but Mignolet didn't get even tested in the second half by us. So at the same time, we should have done a lot better. But at the end of the day, we tried. At the end of the day, it was 0-0. But not all the time. We can't be just getting all these 4-0 wins. They come now and then. But we have to take it. We have to take the positives, work on the negatives for the next game, and go again. Really. Next game in the Premier League is Huddersfield. Huddersfield have lost to Swansea yesterday over the weekend, but we need to score at least 3 to 4 goals on them at Huddersfield. We're away again. We've got a couple of away games, so yeah, there was actually a few embarrassing score lines during the weekend. Likes of the champions getting beat to Crystal Palace 2-1, Arsenal getting beat by Watford 2-1, which we all didn't expect. City thumped Stoke 7-2. The goal difference is now 6 or 7 now, so we've got to really have a go again. We're really going to have to go all out attack against Huddersfield. We've got to keep scoring goals now, and we're just going to move on now, go against Huddersfield and just score as many goals as we can against Huddersfield and try keep up with Huddersfield. It's a must-game win. The game's a must-win for us, really. So we've got to have to beat Huddersfield. At the end of the day, we've got to have to take the draw against them. Obviously, City would have been delighted with United to get that draw, so that they can open the gap on the goal difference. But we're just going to have to really have a sensational game against Huddersfield. I think we can do it against Huddersfield. Huddersfield are a side have just come into the Premiership, and they have to adapt to the Premier League now, as the Championship and the Premier League is not the same. So we should actually. I hope we can thump them, but we'll have to see what the outcome is at the end of the day. Hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. Please leave a like, comment down below of what you want me to improve on these videos, and see you guys in a new video on Thursday, and peace.